Hello, my name is Mike Stowe. I've heard it said that atheists have no grounding for their morals, that objective morality is impossible if it doesn't come from some divine source. I find these takes frightening in their offensive simplicity, seemingly ignorant of our observable reality. We evolved a sense of morality, and that sense of morality continues to evolve with us as our biology and circumstances change. Simply put, unjustified theft and killing and other bad actions are unsustainable for a society of living beings who have limited resources to share. Working together is necessary for our continued survival, and we can see this simply by observing and measuring our physical world. No God required. In fact, the addition of a god or any magical thinking makes it more difficult to understand how and why we should act morally. Despite what many believers insist, the Bible is not remotely clear or consistent. Every person who claims to believe in God believes in their own interpretation of God based on what they have observed in the physical world, including the words of religious texts. But those words often conflict with themselves and with reality, making it literally impossible to believe the Bible as written. This is how we end up with multiple people in the same church reading the same Bible, believing their supposedly same God wants different things. There is no clear source of morality because there is no clear God, so believers end up with a falsely inflated sense of confidence in beliefs that are not based in the real world that we inhabit. As an atheist myself, do I believe in objective morality? Yes, I think. The universe is the universe. Our brains exist within our heads, which exist within the universe. We cannot fit the entire universe in our minds. We necessarily reduce it so that we can understand it at all. We can only see from our own perspectives, but that includes the perspectives of others when they are shared clearly and honestly. I say I think I believe in objective morality because I suspect there is some best course of action, decisions each of us could make in our own unique positions in this universe if only we had all of the information. But we don't have all of the information, and it seems we never will. So objective morality is an impossible goal, an ideal we can strive to but should never expect to meet. Therefore, we must keep our minds open to being changed when we detect sufficiently convincing evidence. So we can only do our best, and as living beings, we are morally obligated to do our best. That includes being as honest as possible, allowing evidence to guide our beliefs instead of insisting our wants onto the world despite available information. This is why, as an atheist, I believe that killing, stealing, lying, enslaving, anything that causes undue harm to another living being is wrong. Based on available evidence, LGBTQIA+ people are healthier and happier when they embrace who they are and receive support from those around them. They are not hurting others, they are more likely to be hurt by others. There is no God to offend by living according to our biology, including our brains and our sense of self. This is why I believe homophobia, transphobia, and other forms of bigotry are wrong. Conversely, I believe theism is wrong and anti-theism is correct because professing belief in an unproven God is a form of lying. It encourages other forms of lying, and often more harmful lies are built on the foundational lie that God exists, such as that this God created male and female to serve specific roles in society, and that any deviation from that is considered sin. I honestly believe that most religious beliefs are forms of hate speech and should not be protected under the First Amendment. I am attacking religion, but I am not the aggressor. Religion has been attacking reality, the reality that all of our lives depend on, for millennia. If we are not defending against it, we are letting them kill innocent people for nothing more than the placebo effect. It does not matter how many people have been wrong for how long. Wrong is wrong. We can and should do better. We have enough information today to know better. There is no excuse to preserve deadly lies any longer. We can get the placebo effect even when we know it's a placebo. There is literally no reason to pretend God or magic are real in the modern age. Honest people believe what is most likely true even when it is not what they want it to be, and it is most likely true that God is a human invention based on all available evidence. Empathy is not a sin. It is something we evolved to help us act morally. Ironically, people who claim empathy is a sin are acting on empathy. They want others to think and act correctly to make the world a better place for everybody. So that's all I have for today. I mostly just wanted to correct the misconception that atheists are somehow incapable of morality. As usual, God believers have it completely, dangerously, backwards wrong. I personally don't feel compelled to feign respect for people who pretend that unseen abusers are worth more than real human beings, but it remains to be seen how effective my methods are. Questions and comments are welcome in the comments section, or you can send an email to snoopsqueak@snoopsqueak.com. Thank you for watching. Good luck in life.